Welcome back. A shocking new statistic this week about an infectious and incurable virus known as the herpes simplex virus. Now, new numbers are revealing this virus now affects, get this, 2/3 of the world's population. So we're talking about more than 3.7 billion people under the age of 50. And according to our CDC, most of those people don't even know they have it. Dr. Siegel?
First of all, we're talking about both kinds of herpes here. Cold sores, which affect the mouth, and genital herpes. 1 out of 6 Americans suffer from genital herpes, but Americans out there don't realize 50% of women can get one kind of herpes or the other, 40% of men. But you know what? You could have oral herpes and spread it via oral sex. Now, that's something that people are not really commonly aware of. And you have to watch out for blistering. The blistering becomes painful. And as you mentioned at the beginning, Greg, you may not get any of those things. You may just be carrying it. I can check people for it. When I see it, I can treat with medications like acyclovir, Valtrex, Famvir. Those work. Those cut down on the duration. People that are shedders should take that, especially when they're sexually active. The key word here is condom use. People should use condoms, especially when they have multiple partners. That's really, really important. If you're pregnant, Arthel, it can lead to complications with the baby preterm and even be transmitted to the unborn child.
So that is the only way to get this? You're talking about herpes simplex 1 and 2, correct?
Well, condom is only good for sexual activities, but you can get it from kissing. You can pass on these like herpes virus by just kissing somebody, or if you have an open sore, you could easily get the virus. And I think the key is to really educate the children before they go to, the teenagers, before they go to college, right, so to know what to look for. Now, a lot of times you may have herpes, and it could be asymptomatic, and you may be passing on to others. How do you look for it? A lot of times people come to the office, they say, I may be exposed, I've had this sex with somebody else. There are clusters of blisters in a set of group with a little bit of erythema or redness under that. That's typically representative of herpes.
But can you see that?
Yes, you can. A lot of times you can. If it's really outbreak, and that's the time that these viruses could be very active, right, and you can pass it on to other people. And it's painful, which is there are a lot of blisters that may or may not be painful. Now, you have it for life. It's not going to go away. It's hidden. And typically fatigue or when your immune changes happen, or menstruations or lack of sleep can really bring it up, or some diet can do this.
This is a great final point he's making. Stress brings this up. People have cold sores. They say, why am I getting it now? Well, I just had a cold, or I just had stress, or I didn't sleep, or I drank too much alcohol. Stress really is a key part.
Let me just say one more thing, that herpes is always, we call it a bad disease, but now Amgen is using herpes virus to actually treat melanoma. We're using these viruses, mutating them, and it's about $65,000.
Still don't want to
use it against.
Yeah, but quickly,
it can be a good guy, but
quickly,
it's
Dr. Siegel, during the wintertime, you see people with cold sores. That's when they seem to have it when it's cold.
But it has nothing to do with cold.
Well, but
no, not at all.
One point about that, Arthel, that you're bringing out. Most of the time, that is the herpes virus. Not always, though. It can be another virus, too. But if it's a blistery, red, and painful, it's usually herpes.
That's type 1, yes.
Gotta go.
Type 1.
Thanks, Doc.